For many people, motivation means a release of dopamine, a chemical release in your brain when you are excited to do some kind of work, which is not wrong. Some people believe that motivation is an energy to do some kind of work. Some people have more and some people have less. But the point is, everyone has their own perspective about motivation. I will put a simple definition for motivation. If there is an itch in you or eager to change or improve something, either for yourself or you feel that something is not right, you are motivated. But if you can't take action on that, it means you are motivated but you don't have a clarity. You lack a map for action. There are two types of motivation. Number one is control motivation. When you are forced or pressured to do any kind of work, like the job you don't want to do. Number two is autonomous motivation, when you want to do the work by your own choice. Motivation comes from your own interest, comes from your own enjoyment. But the problem is, most of the time we get motivated by pressure, societal pressure, or random inspiration from someone. We rarely find our own reason, our own interest to do what we actually want. Let me define that in more detail what autonomous motivation really means. It's when you are passionate about what you do. You do it effortlessly and you feel happiness with every little step, with every little win along the way. There is always urge to do more, to go deeper, and those small victories makes you to do it more, make you feel good and increase your will to continue to do it what you are doing. You keep going without being bored. You are contributing more and more to what really matters to you. That state, that continuous flow is called the flow state. Now let's say this is the ideal state of motivation. But here is the problem. How do you actually get into it? Don't assume it's perfect. There are always lows, there are always burnout. But those small victories, those small sparks of motivation in the way, they come from those lows, those burnouts. Let me explain what I mean by this. You don't really enjoy the highs until you have felt the lows. You don't know the light until you have been in the dark. So what should you do when you feel those burnouts even in the flow state? How do top performers deal with these small dips? The answer is clarity. If you have been following me, you know I talk about clarity a lot. Why? Because clarity gives you direction, a path. When you are clear about what you are doing, you will figure out how to get past those small hurdles. Clarity helps you to ask better questions, even small ones, about any problem you want to solve or any goal you want to achieve. Now, how do you build that kind of autonomous motivation? At this point, you know that that kind of motivation does not depend on pressures, but that kind of motivation will help you to achieve your long-term goals. And how do you going to achieve without being interrupted? There are two things I want you to think about. Number one is curiosity, but curiosity about what and how. Curiosity about your end goal, curiosity about the thing you want to do, curiosity about the achievement you want for yourself. That curiosity will drive your motivation. It will make you to learn. It will help you to become more aware. And that awareness will help you to build that clarity about your goal. The second thing is mastery. Mastery follows curiosity, because when you are curious about something, you dig deeper, you ask better questions, and you work on the skills that get you closer to your end goal. You might fail try again, fail again. But that process, that iteration, is what builds mastery. Mastery simply means being good at something, and it comes from repetition, from doing over and over until it becomes part of you. Now, maybe at some point you feel like giving up. Maybe you already have. That's not a weakness, it's a signal that you might be lacking clarity, that you are not aware of your end goal. And when that happens, return to clarity, find answers, move again. Now you have a map, a perspective. Now you know how to build an autonomous motivation, the motivation that lasts, the motivation that survives burnouts, and the kind that keeps pulling you forward. Stay curious, seek mastery, and always return to clarity.